this is Maddie from Healing Hands. Welcome to another video today. Today's video is going to be about how we're changing and transitioning from one part of the year to another. What I like to do when August finishes and it now reaches into September and October and it gets to those autumnal months where it gets cooler and the days are shorter, you really notice how nature changes. I personally love autumn. I think it's a wonderful time of year, and I like all of the transitions throughout the wheel of the year as well. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, they all have their beauty and they all have their fantastic colours, temperatures, the abundance or lack of in a case of winter. And I think that what I decided to do was to reach out into nature and to explore the wonders that is our landscape, our space, and really capture it as much as I could. So we decided to go out and explore and see as much as we could, feel as much as we could with the time that we had. And this time of year is brilliant for berries, and the sloes that are out at the minute, the sloe berries from the blackthorn, are out. They're not as mature as they could be right now, but we decided to pick them anyway, and it was such a glorious day. The weather was fantastic. It made perfect sense for us to be out on such a sunny early autumnal day, and our goal was to see as much as we could how much of nature has changed from these really hot, dry weather to this wonderful coolness first thing in the morning. The sun is a little bit more watery in the morning than it was before. Still strong, but you can tell there's that little change, that tiny little change there, and it is so minuscule really, but it is fantastic. And the colour of the trees and how they have changed. And when we were picking the sloes, we made sure that we were giving thanks to the blackthorn, because that is really important. To spend time out in nature and to be one with it is such a special and personal act, something that is really loving and sacred. So we wanted to make sure that we were giving back to the plants, which is really important, I think. And also this time of year, you know, you have the blackberries, you have the apples, there's crab apples, there's elderberries, and they're everywhere. All of these different berries and fruits that are at their fullness, and the colours of the landscape, the way that the trees have changed their colours, the way that the crops have now been harvested, that everything is still. It seems so much more still, and you can still hear the birds and they're still active, and they're still, you know, at this time of year is fantastic for them because they've got all the berries, so they've got so much fantastic food there. But it's just those tiny little changes, the tiny tinge of the leaves that change, the berries that are full and heavy hanging from the branches, and it's just a remarkable time. Now it's very, very early autumn. That's personally just how I feel. I feel like as soon as August finishes and September begins, that's when autumn begins for me, because it's a very special time. And those tiny little moments, those tiny little things, the tinge of the leaves, the berries, the landscape, the way it changes, the cool air, like I say, it's those tiny little things, and they really help you to become mindful in your life. These transitionary periods are periods of growth and decline. They're moments that we can relate to in life because we ebb and flow just as nature ebb and flows with it. And if you're mindful of that and you're spending time out in nature, you can connect with that inside yourself as well, which I find really healing. It's a deep set healing inside of yourself. So I hope that you can get out at some point, and I hope that wherever you go and wherever you live, whether it's autumn or fall that you're going to celebrate, that you get out and you experience those tiny, tiny little changes, those moments of transition that are so special, that really give flavour and colour to our world, that enhance everything that we do every day. Those tiny moments are so precious for us. And I hope that you can do that, because when we went out and we had a look and we realised how much there was that had changed, how many different colours there were, how the earth had changed. We haven't had much rain at all and the earth was so dry, but there were still some tiny little changes within that you could see. And even the smells as well, that had changed. And that's one of the biggest indicators, I think, that autumn is coming. So like I say, if you can get out in nature, if you can experience those tiny little moments, take a moment in there, experience it, absorb it. How does it make you feel? Does it resonate with you somehow inside? Does it make you feel a certain way? Really open your senses up and absorb it and see how you feel. It's a mindfulness that you cannot gather anywhere else but in nature. And we're so lucky and so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you for being here with me today. And I want to ask you a couple of questions today. How do you celebrate the seasons? Do you celebrate them at all? Do you transition from one to the other really well? Or do you find that you almost grieve for the passing season that is gone or going? How do you celebrate? How do you react to these changes? I'd be really interested to know. Thank you very much for being here with me today, and I'll be back with another video soon. Bye everyone.